Today we are on the Sandia Ranger District doing fuel sampling. We'll set up right here.
If you've ever wondered how decisions on fire danger ratings and fire restrictions are made, this is the science behind it.
Today we're going to be taking 4 live fuel samples, which means we're taking live foliage from the trees. That includes leaves and needles. And that's going to be pinon, oak, juniper, and ponderosa pine. And then we'll also have 4 dead fuel samples, which will be our 1-hour fine fuels, 10-hour fuels, hundreds, and thousands.
These firefighters are working in one of 2 collection sites on the Sandia district in the Cibola National Forest.
So we have 2 separate fuel sampling sites because they're at separate elevations. One's a little drier and one's a little bit wetter on average. And so we like to compare the differences.
The fuel or vegetation they collect is the starting point for a science-based formula that gives forest managers detailed information on moisture levels in both live and dead vegetation.
Fuel moistures are important. It helps determine our fire danger rating, which a lot of people are familiar with. It's that moderate, high, extreme scale, and fuel moistures is an important factor in determining that fire danger level.
Put simply, the drier the fuel, the more receptive it is to fire, and the higher the fire danger.
Yeah, so we just got back from collecting fuel samples. We now need to weigh these to get the wet weight. Before we left, we got the tare weight of just the jar.
Every step of this detailed process is measured and recorded, and once the samples are weighed, they're placed into a special oven for 24 hours to remove the moisture.
We put them in the oven at 100 degrees Celsius so that it's not so hot that it cooks all of the moisture out immediately. You want a slow heat so that it slowly, throughout the 24-hour period, takes moisture out.
And then, once again, the samples are weighed to ultimately find the fuel moisture percentage.
So it sets off an alarm for us that we may be getting into extreme fire behavior if the live fuels are in the 80% and the dead fuels are in the single digits.
Our fuel samples are put into a national database, and in that database you can see all sorts of historic trends and patterns over time, going back a long ways.
While fuel moisture is key, fire managers consider several factors when making the decision to elevate the fire danger level. Information from remote weather stations located across the forest and grasslands is used to produce a measurement called the energy release component, or ERC, often used as a tool to prepare for the approaching fire season.
So as we analyze potential fire danger and fire behavior, we look at what's called indices. And some of the key indices that we track, one is the energy release component, most commonly called the ERCs, and those are essentially a metric of how dry the fuels are. So how much water content is in the dead fuels on the ground, how much water content is in the live fuels, the trees that look all green and healthy out there. Some of those trees aren't as green and healthy as they would appear, and so using the moisture content that feeds into this energy release component, and basically it lets us know, like, if a fire starts, how extreme would it burn? How hot would it burn? What we come up with is kind of a management decision on where we should be with fire restrictions and how much risk and danger is there in allowing, like, the public to go out and have a campfire.
Data collected from fuel testing also provides insight for firefighters. If there is a fire start on the forest, crews would know what to expect from potential fire behavior, how quickly the fire might spread, and how difficult it could be to control. Fire managers can use the information to determine how many and what types of resources they might need to respond.
I think it helps firefighters just understanding how our fuels impact what fire on the ground may look like for us. If it's extremely dry out, that's going to be a watch out for us firefighters to be extra cautious because fire could make a run on us in a situation where if the fuels were wetter, it wouldn't do that.
Fire danger ratings can range from low, typically during the winter, all the way up to extreme during the summer. And so Usually when you come into a forest and you see high fire danger, you want to be very fire conscious. We want to make sure public are being extra cautious.